Hello, my name is Jen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are returning. I do hope this finds you doing well. I'm going to do a general collective reading. So keep in mind that you are responsible for all your own choices. Use your discernment. If it makes sense for you, cool. If it doesn't, it's probably not for you. Energy can be past, present, future. I do try to call it out as I feel it. So keep that all in mind. Also, in the box below the video is links to connect with me on Facebook, check out your birth chart. You can purchase the oracle decks I've designed. I'm pointing at something you can't see. This is the Soul Care deck, and the link is in the box below the video, as is the FeralSpirit oracle deck, okay? And also purchase the spiritual tools I design and create. Currently, it is Monday, May 26th at 8:45 p.m. Put this somewhere out of the way. Okay, so two things that I was hearing. The first one is, I see a red door and I want it painted black, by the Rolling Stones. Okay, so somebody might be in a mood, a bit of a mood. The other one is, I was hearing come a chameleon. Well, the tune to that song, okay, but the words were showing up differently. As karma chameleon. It looks like one thing, but it's actually another thing, okay, but to that tune. So maybe someone's getting karma, maybe someone's in a mood. If that's not you, don't worry about it. All right, let's get into this. Thank you, God, for these messages for whoever needs them. What is the message before I finish shuffling? Also, if I call zodiac signs out, could be yours, another person's, or the transits we're going through. So be sure to check your birth chart. It could be your sun, moon, rising, north node, Venus, or Mars. Okay. All right. Thank you, God. What does the viewer need to know? What is the message we need? Thank you, Almighty. All right. So we have the card of Slave coming out. 17, 71, and 8 could be relevant. Could be dealing with someone born in August. Could be a Leo. We have inferior, lack of personal power, and weak. So obviously somebody here is coming from a space or currently in a space. We'll get a little more. But they're feeling like they have no power. They're a slave to the system, whatever that means. That's what's coming to mind. I feel like they're creating this, though, okay? It's all in the head. So let's get a little farther. What's the message here? Thank you, God. What is the message here? Okay, so we have the shadow card of Attic coming out, number 5. May could be relevant. Somebody could be a Taurus here. All right, we have impulsive, compulsive, selfish, dishonest, never satisfied, control, and chaos, okay? These are traits of someone with an addiction. Doesn't matter the addiction. So definitely someone is feeling really, really powerless against some sort of behavior here that is linked to an addiction. Usually it's a codependency we have with people, things, or substances. I feel like somebody just feels like they have no control over this. I'm picking up the dishonest part. So you could be lying to yourself, or somebody else that you're interacting with could be lying to themselves about this behavior or about their actual power in a situation with this. We do have what coming out? What? So, somebody also might be finding out that they have no power in a situation because they're dealing with someone who has an addiction. That is a thing, okay? Most of the time, if addicts want to get better, they have to want it for themselves. You can try to do it for another person. I mean, some people that works. But the biggest success I have seen is when people want to free themselves from their own addiction or understand their behaviors linked to the addiction. From my own experience as well, being an alcoholic. So, all right, one more, please. Thank you, God. What is the message here? Somebody just might be figuring out they have no control in a situation. It could be someone's father or father figure or a paternal figure. This is a shadow father. 2442, June could be relevant. Withholding, neurotic, and domineering. Okay. Wow, this is a lot of like shadow energy. We do have faith on the bottom of the card, or bottom of the deck. So 18, 81, and 9. It's September energy, Virgo, Taurus, Leo, Gemini, the Cancerian, feel like Aries energy here as well, like, because there's some sort of, somebody is trying to control something they cannot control, whether it's themselves or another person. With this shadow father energy, I'm also picking up that could be, okay, let's say someone's sober, all right? They're still an addict. They're still going to have a lot of traits and stuff. You don't heal overnight. I mean, maybe you do. I just haven't experienced that. I don't want to write it off, okay? So, I feel like somebody here might be sober, okay? But they still are displaying traits that they feel powerless over. They feel like they are, like their addiction or these personality traits or behaviors are their master. Okay, I'm really picking that up here. It could have something to do with someone's paternal connections, whether it's internally the lack of a father or whatever father figure you had left on you. But this is definitely where somebody is like, well, if, it's almost giving me like, if I just don't do it. And there's so much more to healing and addiction than that. There's so much more. It goes way deeper than if I just don't do the thing. Because you're going to get triggered, and then that will only get you so far. And eventually you end up back to doing what you were doing, which is okay as long as you're not doing it for as long as you were doing it before. I want to say it's okay because I abstain. Occasionally I backslide. So it happens to the best of us. I'm sober today. So, and this definitely feels like there's some link here to some father figure. Now we do have faith on the bottom, and we have letting go and the instructions and the victim card, okay? So number 11, February could be relevant here. Aquarius, Pisces, helpless, no control, and entire. Yeah, this is like somebody is seeing where they have some sort of victim mentality. And it feels like with faith, okay, they are practicing the art of letting go of things, following some sort of set of instructions here. This is the title card, but it's the instructions for the deck. So, and I feel like that's how they're looking at this. I'm also picking up some situation here where somebody is trying to control someone with like stonewalling behavior. Perhaps the other person is an addict, and the person who either hasn't recognized their own addictive behaviors or doesn't understand addiction thinks that these traits of withholding and trying to dominate a situation or a person is going to work. First of all, anyone that knows an addict, don't tell us no. We hate being told no. We rebel even against ourselves. So, just a word of the wise. It's the worst thing you do is try to cage an addict. So there's a kind of, I'm picking with that Leo energy, okay? I'm not picking up like the graceful kid. I'm picking up, I'm a lion and I will eat you type 5 with that Leo energy. And that's what's crazy is because this is coming out on this shadow card of slave. So somebody here has a really strong inner confidence or master, okay? You get to choose your master. And if you don't choose one will be chosen for you. Just keep that in mind. Some spiritual stuff there for you. I feel like somebody here is actually really normally a strong-willed person. It feels like this is the exception, okay, with this situation. So let's get a little farther into it. Definitely there's something here with a father figure, a heavy father energy. And it's linked to some sort of addiction. I'm curious as to what that is. These are a little card game I got, so, and I wrote on some of them, and I meditated on these cards. So let's see what's this about, and then we'll get tarot. Thank you, God. First of all, where's the viewer in this energy? Where's the viewer in this energy? What's the message for the viewer? All right, viewer, you're coming out with heart chakra energy of an apple, but it's also grounded. You might resonate with the color green, or green could be around you. Maybe you sit outside a lot. Maybe you eat really healthy. You have healthy behaviors. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're practicing those healthy behaviors while all this is going on. Yes, you could still be involved, okay? Even though you're coming out in this grounded, stable, heart-centered energy, you could still definitely be involved. So put yourself where it makes sense. What is another message for the viewer in this energy? What is another message for the viewer in this energy? Thank you, God. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3s. It's also a 2 on this card. There's lots of numbers, but it's also something coming into alignment. It's called alternate play, or it says, alternate play. Shuffle cards. Place all cards face down in rows and columns, Ooh, it's a mix and match game. The youngest player begins by turning over 2 cards. Cards match, then they take them both and keep them face up nearby. If not, player flips cards back over and player's turn ends. So it's a game of matching. Play passes to the left and players take turns until all the cards are matched. The player with the most matches wins the game. There is something here, there's some sort of competitive energy, okay? So also, it feels like trying to match someone's energy, or somebody wants you to match their energy, and I don't feel like you're playing along. I feel like with that 2 and the 1, 2, 3, somebody's keeping really balanced in this connection, okay? And they're trying to stay in alignment, stay grounded, use their heart chakra energy. So keep at that. That's really good. Let's get one more. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Oh, another, okay. It's another 2. So shapes and colors, alternate play matching game. This is giving me square peg, round hole type energy. It's the same kind of game. Play with the most sets of matches wins. Okay, so this is shapes and colors. So this is giving me a vibe of somebody is using all the tools at their disposal with the instructions to build something. Picking up IKEA furniture. Somebody might be working on some IKEA furniture or building furniture. But somebody's using all their skills and their resources and the instructions that they have and maintaining this connection. Definitely an Aries involved. I'm picking up 4. April could be relevant, but I feel like there's some sort of Aries energy here. All right. So, why is slave here for this message? Thank you, thank you, thank you, Most High God. What is slave here for this message? All right. So we got 11. So something definitely is being mirrored to you in your environment. Maybe these are behaviors that somebody is showing you that you have previously. What we put out is what we get back. Eventually, you always get it back. You use a snarky tone with someone. Eventually, somebody's going to use a snarky tone with you, and that's just how this playground works, guys. So we do have the card of oval reflection. Definitely something being mirrored back to you. I feel like there's some sort of friendly civility, like this is almost like mercy and grace, okay, is the kind of vibes. Compassion, thank you, is what I'm picking up here. This is almost like what you're showing. You're staying really grounded, viewer, and I feel like you're not pushing back. You're just showing. You're just holding up a mirror. I feel like also, too, that you are seeing this person's behavior as you have seen it in yourself. So that is awesome. Kudos to you if this is resonating. Definitely feel like something's being reflected back, and it is, maybe you're seeing someone's mindset where you can relate to it, and you're like, man, I remember when I felt weak, I remember when I felt inferior, and you're trying to help this person. It could be your father, it could be a paternal father figure, uncle, brother, whatever, somebody here with some father energy. I feel like it's somebody you admire, okay, but it's at a point where as much as you admire them, you're also starting, when you heal, when any of us heal, we start seeing the healing as well as needed in others, and our job is to keep our hands off, okay? It's not our business. Stay in your lane. But note it. Note you see those traits in that person, because you yourself have seen that in you. And just give them mercy, compassion, grace. It doesn't mean you got to talk to them. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. Doesn't mean you got to talk to them, okay? But I feel like somebody here is definitely doing that, and this might be intimidating. I'm picking up some sort of intimidation energy off this father card. All right, so we also have another apple card where it's like the time is now. I feel like somebody here is really evolved with this coming up twice. And viewer, I'm really picking this up as like a compassion energy where it's like you can empathize and sympathize with this person. And it says times now, so you had to see this right now, I feel like. Okay, if this is resonating for you, this is how this had to go down. You had to see this. It had to be mirrored back right now to you or this other person. Whatever this mirroring vibe is. And I feel like somebody's been reflecting on this as well, like thinking about it, trying to be gentle with themselves, be a friend of themselves. You know, love thy neighbor as they love thyself. Well, if you don't know how to love yourself, how can you love your neighbor? I'm just saying. All right, why is Attic here? What's the message for Attic? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. What's Attic here for? All right, so we have oval. Wow, lots of duplications. I feel like you might be somebody's, this is definitely giving me like someone's, I heard doppelganger, I'm sorry, I use a really offensive term called doppelbanger. It's when your ex dates someone that's like you. Anyways, other things, forgive me, off topic, but this is like somebody who you can see the same traits in, okay? Now, it could be a counterpart. Just because I'm saying father, I mean, this could be your partner. They could be female, and they could be acting like your dad. And you might just be looking at that and seeing it. But you can also see it in yourself because you've also done this healing. So gender does not matter. It's just energy. A side note, though, I do feel like somebody's paternal, like actual father or paternal figure of that nature is involved here somehow. All right, so we have two ways coming out. Some more reflective energy. Somebody here is also recognizing the two-way street that this is. So this is giving me an argument vibe, okay? Like when you're in an argument with someone and you've been to therapy and you're in, you know, substance counseling or whatever for your addiction, and you know that this person has an addiction as well, and you're noticing how it needs to go back and forth. Okay, this feels like a healthy communication style, whoever is listening. And if that's not happening while you're staying grounded and doing what you're doing, just keeping balance and keeping your stability and using your tools and resources, I feel like you might be trying to offer up some advice to this person. It could be a Taurus or a Gemini. All right, so we have two cards coming out here. We have seductive, root chakra energy with that strawberry. This is some sort of security. This looks appealing. We also have block. Okay, so there's something here. This is almost giving me like it's slightly appealing to give back right to what this person is giving to me. And this is where you're staying really grounded and balanced. It's like I'm not going to slide back into those old behaviors just because it's tempting. Okay, it's very seductive to join in on whatever you're doing, friend. But with this block here, I don't think I will. I think now it's time to put a stop to that, put a block up, okay? What is what here? Thank you, God. Okay, so this came out reverse. This circle, this is going to be your third eye, crown chakra type energy. Actions and consequences, I don't know what that's about. Actions and consequences is coming out reverse. Somebody is surprised that their behavior is getting them this outcome, is what I'm thinking of, for sure. And also somebody might be surprised at how you're responding. This is like somebody trying to get you out of your vibe that you're currently in. You could be in a really healthy, happy, grounded, stable vibe, and this feels like heart-centered stuff. Like you, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not fighting with anybody. I love my enemies. It's like that type of stuff. It's like, just don't come over here. It's like, you know, we're fine, we're cool. You stay really grounded through whatever this is. This feels almost like some sort of argument. I feel like somebody got some consequences, or they weren't expecting to receive, or they did something and it totally just went left on them. You might have had some sort of, with this yellow lemon card, small doses and alert is what it says on the bottom, okay? So you might have kind of been, especially with that third eye, crown chakra energy, you might have been, keep hearing on the QT about this. Like you might have been put on the QT, whether it's by, you know, another person, your own realization, or your spirit guides, or just, you know, your divine intuition. You might have been kind of aware of what was happening here, or is going to happen. You might be getting alerts right now. Pay attention. If something feels, if it's attached to your root chakra, which is your home, your self, your security, your self-actualization type stuff, which is I can take care of myself, my shelter's covered, my food's covered, you know, my money's all right, like I'm taken care of, I feel safe. That is the affirmation for root chakra, is I am safe, I am secure, okay, I'm stable. And you might have been noticing that somebody might be threatening some sort of like, it almost feels like something to do with your foundation, like some sort of home environment or some sort of stability in your life. It's almost like they were threatening this, and it could be because this person's using and you're not using, or this person's or you're indulging in some sort of addictive behavior and they're not, okay? Something like that. I definitely feel like somebody might be using your poison of choice or vice of choice around you, and it's like, this is messing with my stability, this is messing with my security, okay? And I feel like you see this in this other person too, and how it's messing with them. I feel like you were already aware somebody was going to do something, so I feel like this kind of feels like step into swerve. Like, okay. It's like somebody threw something at you and you swerved. So, one more, please, on this what card. Thank you, God. All right, so we have the card of 10 with a bunch of little lightning bugs on it. And the words are lots of guidance and help. Now this is sideways. I feel like you're trying to help someone end something here. I want to say teach them a lesson, but it doesn't feel vindictive, okay? This does not, it feels like I'm actually trying to help, like, not like, I'll teach them, not like that. I also feel like somebody here has access to help, and they just haven't taken it yet, whether it's you or another person. You're showing up really secure. That doesn't mean you're not dealing with these things. It's just your energy's pretty solid, so we'll get tarot on it further we get into this. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people. It's just giving me like family vibes too, guys. It feels like there's a lot of family around whatever this discussion is, argument is, or this connection is. There's a lot of people that want to help here. I feel like somebody was definitely caught off guard. A mirror might be relevant about breaking. This is giving me some sort of intervention vibe. I'll be so real. There is help at hand that will help close out this cycle. That's a 10. So that is going to close out things. We do have 11 over here. So I feel like somebody sees this new beginning, but they also recognize they have to close out a cycle before they can have that new start. It's like trying to start something new while still having loose ends. It's the best way I can explain it. All right, why is Shadow Father here? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Why is Shadow Father here? There's that 4 again. 444 might be relevant for this reading. Or somebody could be in Aries, okay? We do have lives alone, and that's a 1. So 41 can be relevant, 14 can be relevant, 5, more Taurus energy. It's also 55, so this is like, you know, change, unexpected change. Perhaps things are going, well, with that what there, it's like, wasn't expecting that. It was really kind of caught me off guard. And that could be somebody offering you help, or you offering someone else help, or even you could be surprising yourself when you're like, oh, I wasn't, all right, I guess I offered them help. It could be like that. So this Shadow Father energy, like I said, definitely has to do with some sort of fathering figure, whether internally or externally. They could be an Aries. They could be a Gemini, or June could be relevant here. I'm also picking up 64 or 46. So, or 61. I feel like somebody's done this to himself. They just want to be alone. They feel like by being alone, I can be solid and I can be stable, that 4 energy, okay? But it's also like somebody, they have all this help here, and at the moment, they just want to be home alone. They just want to withhold. It's giving me more of that keep away, keep to myself type vibe. At home, I'm in charge of everything. I feel like this person spends a lot of time alone, this father and Shadow Father, or the person that embodies that energy. They get a lot of time alone, and I'm just noticing the neurotic. Yeah, it's almost to the point of like where it's like, I want to say unhealthy. Okay, now you could just be dealing with some stuff if you're resonating with that, and you're just trying to really get out of the throes of the storm. Then I get it. I'm a type of person where I pull back. I don't call it isolating. I call it insulating. It's like I will insulate myself so that I'm not being a crab around everybody else, okay? Because when you're dealing with some of this work, when you're doing this shadow work, guys, you can tend to bring up feelings, you know, that make you feel prickly, or they make you feel just uncomfortable in your own skin until you process it. You can process it. So you do come out of this eventually. But right now, I feel like that's what somebody wants to do. They just want to be alone. They have help right there. They know they have help. And I did say this feels like some sort of intervention. So somebody might be, you know, visiting this person with this Shadow Father energy and just trying to get them out of the shell. I feel like this is a change coming. Get them out of their shell. Triangle, outside perspective. This is a third-party energy. It does not have to be romantic. It's just somebody offering. It's not part of the connection. It's somebody that loves you and cares about you offering some sort of outside perspective, okay? And I think somebody is getting that for sure. I'm picking up with that triangle too. They're at the tipping point, okay? Something has to change here. And I do have on point on the bottom. So more of somebody's intuition's been telling them this. They've been getting their either third eye chakra or crown chakra. Somebody might wear hats. Somebody might like the skeleton, picking up macabre things, morbid things. They might really understand addiction. They might be fully aware they are an active addict, okay? Whether it's you or another person. And they're also trying to do this healing. So there is help here. Something is in the way. I'm going to get tarot on this because there feels like right now something needs to happen, but there's a block in the way, and it could be this addiction, okay? It could be that it's just so seductive and somebody's really just looking at how this goes back and forth for them. This also feels like somebody that might have been struggling with an addiction for a really long time, and long enough that they feel like they are now the slave and the addiction's the master, okay? But there's help here and they know it. It's just not sure. They're not sure how to go about getting the help is kind of the vibe I'm picking up. And so they're just hanging out alone, and there's this other person. This person's like busts through the door. He's like, hey, you want to go out with me? Let's go out. Maybe it'll make you feel better. Outside perspective, okay? Just for example. As animated as that was. So, Four of Wands is coming out. It's definitely, I feel like this is a good omen. I feel like this could be fun. Temperance and Two of Swords at the cut. So, I feel like somebody's denied themselves some sort of healing and balance, but it's also like, okay, now's enough. Enough is enough. Time is time. It's time to do this. It's time to do this work. It's time to let the good work begin, okay? Six of Swords coming out reversed. Interesting. All right. Thank you, God. What is the tarot for the viewer in this reading? Thank you, God. What's the tarot for the viewer in this reading? All right. Oh, butterfingers. Two of Cups. All right, so whatever this connection is, I feel like there's love here. I feel like there's normally harmony here. Now, this could also be you with you, viewer. Okay, there's definitely some sort of connection, though, that is pulling on your heartstrings. And it definitely could be you with you. I feel like there's some sort of stability tied to this connection. So it could be, you know, a friend, a family member, somebody you live with, I feel like, somebody you work with. You're definitely grounded and in balance. There's 222, so you might have been seeing that number synchronicity up to this reading, or you might be seeing it after you see this reading. Pay attention, look that up, what 222 means. I feel like that's a message for you. You can also definitely be picking up Cancerian energy, so this definitely could affect some sort of home base, 4th house in your birth chart. All right, what is this Two of Cups? This is a message for the viewer. Thank you, God. All right, so we have the Eight of Swords coming out. This makes sense. I know it looks scary. The Eight of Swords, that's trapped in your head, okay? It's self-imposed imprisonment. It feels like you might also be, you love this person so much that you're connected to. You have a bond here, okay? That's what Two of Cups is. You have a bond. You also might feel like you're trapped in it, though, okay? And this is giving me obligation energy. Like, well, that's my dad, that's my grandpa, that's my uncle, that's my brother, that's whatever, that's my wife. Like I said, some women can be in the shadow father. I myself have acted like people's dads. So I literally, that's what's come out of my ex's mouth. You're acting like my father. So, and that's never good, right? That's never good, especially if you know that your partner has some sort of traumatic relationship with their father or a lot of history there. So, this Eight of Swords is a bond that someone could be stuck in. And I feel like while you're stuck in it, if this is for you, that part, if you feel like you're stuck in this connection, okay, out of obligation for whoever it is, I feel like you're staying really stable and grounded through it. You're just trying to use your tools and your resources and your instructions on how to maintain this connection. You might have been in this for a really long time. Definitely could be a family member you're connected to with the Ten of Pentacles coming out. This could also be like, because of this connection you have with this person, you might feel trapped financially for the long haul, okay? So this might be tied to your money somehow or your sense of stability somehow. Big time. I can't get off that. Like, this is tied to either your house, your job, some sort of stability for you. And it's giving this vibe of, like, I'm stuck. I can't get out of this. That's not funny. That's a lie. Seven of Swords. That's a self-deception, okay? You can totally exit this if you need to. You're allowed to change your mind. If we couldn't change our mind, then how can we change our ways? Read any spiritual text, guys. Get a holy book, one of them, whatever, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, Talmud, Holy Bible. Those are easy to find. And just, you're allowed to change your mind. If you weren't allowed to change, then how can you change your ways, okay? So just keep that in mind here. Let's get a little farther. All right, so what's going on with this slave and addict and what and shadow father stuff? What's going on here? Now I also want to find out what that block is. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups. So this could be somebody you have a lot of love for. It could be a water sign. You could be a Leo, a Cancer, Gemini, or Virgo involved. I feel like that's involved in the connection for sure. Could also be a water sign. Now, put yourself where it makes sense. If those are your signs, then that's that. If there's a person you're connected to, cool. So this is somebody you got a lot of love for, and I feel like that's why I feel like the intervention energy is here. It's like you're trying to help, not enable, help, okay? So why is the Queen of Cups here with this reflection and time now energy? Is this somebody that's like, you know, right, I really got 4 swords here. I really got to heal this. Like, it's time that I kind of come out of this slave mentality and that I'm weak. And, or that, you know, stop saying this person's weak. You know, our people we're connected to can also speak over us like that. Let's try not to allow that, right? Because you're not weak. You may think you are, but you actually aren't. You just got to flip the switch, and you just got to see all the progress you've made up to this point. Think about some really tough times that you've survived through. That might help. There's some sort of healing, though. Somebody really has some sort of emotional nature, or emotional nature. They might be emotional. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with this energy. There's some sort of feelings here that somebody wants to help heal, though. And 4 swords is like, I want to put to rest, right? It's usually a figure resting, like sarcophagus type energy. Put to rest a slave mentality that I have in myself. Somebody wants some freedom here. All right, one more, please. Thank you, 8 of coins. And I want to figure out how to do this. Okay, this is somebody taking a break, looking at their feelings. They have a lot of feelings, whoever this is for. There's deep love here, and this person is looking forward at all this energy. This Queen of Cups is. She's looking this way. I say she, you can be a he. It's just feminine energy, and we have that in all of us. We have feminine and masculine energy. So it's definitely somebody trying to figure out, it's like, I have to do this now, okay? And that's what they're trying to figure out, is how to either put this to rest or heal some sort of feelings. I also feel like somebody sees with that Queen of Cups that there's a lot of love, yeah, being reflected back here. But there's something in the way, and that could be someone's addiction. Ouch. Banging my left elbow, normally I don't pay attention to stuff like that. I mean, unless I have to, and I'm being told to. That is on my left side, feminine energy. This person might actually, like, hurt themselves, so please be aware of that. Get help for that. But this is, like, somebody who could, like, I just heard feign helplessness. That's awful, but, like, it could be, like that. What is it? Friend of mine just said recently last week. We were talking about it, and she mentioned weaponized helplessness, a topic that comes up occasionally in my life with people around me. So, and she brought it up, and I was just like, that is very true. And like, put, you know, define. It's like, yeah. So that could be somebody like that. Okay, just be aware. I don't feel like it's serious, but it's like they could do things for sympathy. And, you know, attention. So, why is this attic energy here? Somebody's trying to figure out how to get out of something. Why is this attic energy here? And then more specifically, that block. What's in the way? So, attic. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so somebody has a choice to make that came out sideways. Currently, they are trying to make that decision. The 2 of Wands. This is somebody that I can do this and I can do this, and I'm choosing to do this. I feel like because it's sideways, they haven't made a choice yet. They haven't actually gathered all the information they need to put their plan into action. Ace of Wands, right? Take that ace, or take that wand and go for it. Okay, that's the Knave of Cups. I don't take cards out for it. Definitely some water sign here. Could be a child involved or childlike feelings. All right. Why is this attic card here? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. All right, so we have the Hierophant. Definitely giving me more obligation energy. Somebody definitely could feel like stuck out of obligation with the Hierophant coming out, okay? This is some sort of higher commitment. This is some sort of bigger institution like a marriage or college or a university, some sort of contract that someone has, a commitment and devotion. Definitely more Taurus energy. And I feel like that's what's the holdup here is, do I stay with this or do I stay over here? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. February could be relevant, but 2s could be really relevant here. I just started hearing, because 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever know. And 2 can be as bad as 1. But it's only like the number 1. Something like that. Alright, so Definitely some sort of obligation here, feeling, definitely. And it's linked to what someone has. Someone has a plan, but there's also this, they also have a feeling of obligation. What is this energy for addict? Thank you, God. All right, 8 of Wands. So this is fast forward movement, and that's where that block energy is hitting. This, I just seen like a bunch of arrows just hit a wall and scatter. Okay, so somebody might have taken action, following, right, following a higher guidance here, and it might have hit a wall. What is this block energy? Thank you, God. What's this block energy? The Lovers. Okay, so somebody is gonna be like, somebody's having to choose between two connections here. One, I feel like could be a family bond. Okay, this could be a bond, you know, somebody feels trapped in because they've been in it for a really long time. 10 of Coins give me family energy. It could be a work energy. But somebody is choosing a partnership here. They're having, this is like, I have to decide what to commit to before I take any action involving which partnership I'm going to move forward with. The block here, it could be a lover, or somebody could love somebody else, somebody could love the addict, whatever energy that is for whoever. Somebody could love that more. They could love the addiction more than they actually love the bond, okay? Or they, some sort of codependency even, I'm picking up with that Lovers card. Not saying that all lovers are codependent. It's just in this instance, it feels like somebody has so many choices to make. This is giving me strong Gemini energy. Wow, we are in a Gemini new moon, okay? So look that up, do your research, study. And how that's impacting the energies right now around us, around you specifically. Somebody's trying to figure out what they want here. There's a sense of obligation. Boil it down to that. Taurus, Cancer, Gemini, Virgo. I've got some Libra energy here. Got some Virgo again. Sagittarius. Strong Gemini. All right, what is this what? What is this what? Thank you, God. What is this what? Leo, Aries, strong Aries, King of Cups. Uh-oh. Somebody's got some feelings too. These are looking at each other. These are a set of matched feelings. Okay, somebody's got feelings as well. What tells us more about this King of Cups with this guidance? Help. Somebody wants to help. I don't think somebody's expecting that. No, they're not. 10 of Cups. They're delighted. So the way is making this choice. They know that if they go this direction, there's this sense of obligation, sense of feeling stuck in a long-term connection, whether it's for financial reasons or out of familiar obligation. Or they can go where there's lots of help and close out a cycle. There's a change happening here. That King of Cups is giving me Scorpio energy. This is like lots of change. Something could be relevant about October with that 10 of Cups as well as Piscean. I feel like somebody hasn't said or spoken up about how they actually feel. Somebody's sticking it out of obligation. Nobody wants to hear that, but that's what it is for sure. Somebody's got to make a choice here. A lover is in the way. A choice in love is in the way. I feel like somebody might have gotten some like communication. It could be a divine message, but also somebody might have gotten some sort of message from somebody they weren't expecting, and it put them in a position to make a choice that they haven't made yet. All right, so tell us a little bit more about this King of Cups, 10 of Cups, this what energy with this guidance and help. I feel like somebody knows that once they let this go, it's gone. It's kind of the really final energy. So 4 of Wands came back out. Oh, man. Somebody knows what they want, and this is, they want that stability. They want a connection here with someone. They know they have to make a move. They have to heal this. They're trying to figure out how. They have a lot of love here. You have a lot of love here for whoever this is. Lots of love here. I also feel like with this King of Cups energy is somebody that is recognizing that they weren't expecting someone to show up in such a loving, stable manner. Okay, that 10 of Cups is like there's this spiritual connection. This is somebody who meets you on a spiritual level and offers this stability. I feel like it's like a connection where you guys can talk about deep stuff and still have a good time. It doesn't turn into a fight. It just gets interesting. This is a type of vibe where it's like, let's agree to disagree, but you don't turn, like, you genuinely mean, like, I still love you, I still like you, but we have to agree to disagree because I don't agree. That kind of vibe. It's beautiful. 444 could be relevant here. Yeah. Alright, so what is the Shadow Father energy? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Knight of Cups. Everybody's invited. Alright, with that Knight, I don't know why I said that. It might be relevant. It might be a party going on here where someone sees some sort of gathering with that Four of Wands. Okay, this might have been somebody seeing somebody someplace and they're already with somebody, or they were with some sort of family member or whatever that they feel, I don't want to say stuck with, but trapped with. Eight of Swords, okay? This is also giving me a vibe of somebody kind of like just trapped in their head about the long term. But somebody might have seen somebody here and gotta make a choice, okay? And they're trying to figure out how to do this. I feel like somebody has not had a lot of good experiences involving their family and romantic connections. So with this Knight of Cups coming out on this Shadow Father energy, okay, this is somebody that's going to express some sort of feelings. This is somebody that's going to be, you know, friendly, kind, could be romantic. I feel like whoever this is, this Knight expresses things, takes an action. It's a Knight. So they take some sort of action here. They're expressing some sort of feelings. This could also be that friend that's giving that outside perspective. Like, hey, why don't you go along? And somebody else could be like, oh, I don't like that idea. Knave of Swords, that's, you know, seeing something, getting some sort of insight, but it's also like it's an uncomfortable, you know, information. This puts somebody in kind of their outside of their comfort zone. Six of Coins, but the cave, anyways, they give into this. Six of Coins. So I feel like somebody is going to take someone's advice here. Wow, Ace of Cups on the bottom. I didn't even see that. So it's definitely someone's going to take some sort of friendly advice here, and they're going to exchange something big time. What is they're going to exchange something emotionally, okay? They're going to cause an emotional exchange here. What is the viewer's advice in this energy? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. What is the viewer's advice in this reading? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. All right, we have two cards coming out. We have the King of Pentacles. Okay, Earth energy, and the King of Swords, air energy. So this is somebody that has what they need on their own. This is also somebody trying to be very diplomatic and logical about things with that King of Swords. They're looking at this logically, and the advice here is to, A, remember your success. Remember you are stable on your own. King of Pentacles energy, okay? That's somebody who has everything they need. They are definitely a mature individual, especially with the King of Swords. There's just somebody who is grounded, logical, diplomatic. They speak truthfully. This feels like noble energy, okay? This is a person's noble view. The advice is to stay noble, okay? Stay grounded, recognize your success, recognize everything you have in your life that gives you stability, okay? Whether it's time, energy, money, like I feel like you're set okay financially. And I also feel like you're smart. Like you have a plan with that King of Swords energy. I feel like viewer, just keep your logic and diplomacy, like noble is the best way. Look that word up, okay? Follow those attributes. If you don't, screw it. Let's look it up together. All right, real quick. Define noble. All right, define noble. Oh, that's... Okay. Noble, adjective, possessing hereditary rank in a political system or social class derived from a feudalistic stage of a country's development. That's not what I'm talking about. Having or showing qualities of high moral character such as courage, generosity, or honor. Those things, okay? Keep those in mind. Courage, generosity. It says or honor, but I'm saying and honor, okay? That's that energy. Noble. Alright, so that's the advice. Stay noble, friends. Stay noble. Alright, anything else we need to know about this energy? And we'll get clues. Knave of Wands. Good news. This is a shift of energy. It's a burst of energy. It's a spark of creativity. We do have 7 of Wands on the bottom. Yeah, I feel like somebody was denying some sort of intuition, or they were keeping something a secret. Could be this family connection. And with that 9 of Wands, right? 7 of Wands. Got these all backwards to myself, sorry. So it's a 7 of Wands, yeah, blocking out some sort of secret or higher understanding. I feel like somebody was just keeping things to themselves, and they haven't given up on. This is almost defensive energy. This is somebody protecting themselves while all this is going on. They also have this knowing over here, okay? They have to make a choice. They haven't spoken on that choice. Queen of Coins is underneath that 9. They have not given up on some sort of ideal partner, ideal person. It feels like ideal partner. All right, let's get some clues. We have boss. The Pentacles energy would definitely be boss energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. What are the clues for this reading? All right. Well, family, I called that one. That one's, there's family involved here. So, and it might be obligation. That's the word that I keep picking up, the energy I keep picking up. Is somebody feels obligated. You're not obligated unless you want to be. Figure that out. But it's also like, but I have so much love. There are certain obligations, yeah, fulfill them, okay? And then there's other ones where it should not be an issue. You should not feel trapped. You should want to fulfill the obligation, okay? Noble. Stay noble. All right, February could be relevant here. It's also giving group of people. This could be a job where somebody is having to just take the high road. They're recognizing that there's lots of help here if they could, you know, express that. I feel like somebody's definitely exchanging out something here for another thing. And, you know, and work, if you think about it, you go to work 40 hours, 60 hours a week, whatever, you're there. Those people do become like family. Not all of them, of course. But, you know, it gives that kind of group vibe, group mentality. I'm hearing herd mentality. So maybe something to be aware of there. So with September is coming out. We have middle. It could be a middle child or stuck in the middle of all this or feeling caught in the middle. We have Z. First name, middle name, last name, initial. Some more clues. Thank you, thank you, thank you, almighty. All right, we have X. This feels like the end of something. This is the end of the alphabet here, so it feels like the end of something. We have October, Libra, Scorpio energy. I told you something has to change. Something's being brought back to balance here. Cards everywhere. Friday's coming out. I wanted to come out. March, Piscean, Aries energy. Here's some more clues. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. July could be relevant. Something about freedom. August. Someone's, wow, there's a lot of months here. I feel like there's a lot of birthdays here, and things have been really hectic. This feels real hectic, like calendar year. We have V, open ally, tattoos. I feel like somebody has a friend here as well that's trying to help them go back to something, perhaps. This is the end of whatever. There's an end of an obligation here. Picking that up, definitely. Somebody might have seen, someone's boss might have been watching in the middle of their shift on Friday and seen something. This could involve an Aries or a Pisces. I feel like something might have been going on since September, October of last year, and I feel like somebody is recognizing that now, and they're putting an end to it. I feel like there's also some sort of cutting off of a group setting. Someone's getting their freedom here from a group. This February energy is giving me like Aquarius energy, okay? So, it's, you know, a big collective. And I feel like somebody's cutting themselves off or blocking a collective. It could be a family that someone's blocking off, with this family and X and August energy. Leo energy is, you know, home and hearth type stuff. I feel like by July and August, somebody's definitely free here. They're free to share their secret. Piscean energy, whatever that high priestess was, they were able to talk and explain something here. Somebody might have also had a spiritual awakening and just been keeping to themselves because they're recognizing all this in their life. There's a lot of reflective and two-way energy here. There's somebody's life is mirroring back to them some lessons and blessings, for sure. I feel like somebody took charge of a family situation in February, and I feel like either by September or something about February to September, whether it's last year or this year or whatever. I feel like somebody is really recognizing that they're kind of caught in the middle of going back and forth, and it's like, I just want to end this. Like October would give me that Libra justice, you know, vibe. Scorpio change. I got to put an end to this. There's something here that has a hold on someone. I feel like something here as well involves like this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Could be back and forth with an ex even, or, you know, an ex family member. I feel like on Friday, someone, like, literally seen something. It's almost like they had to go back. It's like backtrack to see something. They seen something on Friday that led them backwards towards another thing. I don't know what that other thing is. It could be something to do with a Cancer or a Leo. Yeah, or Virgo. Somebody's habits. Somebody was creating something here, taking charge of something. It doesn't feel negative. It feels like something triggered someone to go look backwards at something else. And I feel like what they seen was awesome. Okay, it doesn't feel bad at all. It just feels like one thing led to these things back here. So it's definitely equal emotions with all the energy, with the Knight, King of Cups showing up, and the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Definitely a lot of feelings involved here. Somebody, you know, just might even be on the same page emotionally as well. I know there's something someone's desiring, this King of Cups energy with that 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, and all that guidance and help that hasn't been chosen yet under all that energy, okay? I feel like they have to make a decision to end something else, though. They have to make a choice, right, with the Lovers. That's really what's in the way here, is somebody loving something. They have to exchange something for another thing. I know that's kind of vague, guys, but that's the best I got. I mean, I'm an energy reader. For all I know, you could be exchanging a pair of shoes your mom or your grandma bought you over Easter. I mean, so, I don't know. You know, though. So, I'm going to leave it at that. That's really all the messages I'm getting. I feel like something's ran its course. It's come to an end, and somebody just feels trapped in a connection. Yeah. I do feel like in the end, like with that Page of Wands being, you know, the last message, it's good news. I feel like overall, this is the change, whatever's decided, will work out somehow or another. I also believe that. So, I hope this is helpful, and many, many blessings till we talk again.